Hey everyone, Pat Mitchell here from Trick Trades, and in this free video lesson, I'm going to explain and give you examples of algos. Okay guys, so I'm going to give you a couple examples and I'm going to explain to you what algos are. Algorithmic trading, high frequency trading, all of that. You may have noticed, and I'm sure you have on social media, especially Twitter, a lot of people refer to algos, okay? Algos, they like to blame algos. They like to basically make them out to be like the boogeyman or something, right? So I'll take some of the mystery away of what algos are, and I'll give you examples. So what an algo is, and algorithmic and high frequency trading is just it's systematic trading based off of, it's basically like a computer doing the trading for you, okay? And they take a shitload of trades instantly, okay? Now, it happens so fast, a human could never compete with that, okay? So a lot of people say that there's a certain percentage that's out there of algo trading, and it's way more than basically human or by hand trading. And the number that they like to say is 70% of overall trading volume is generated through algos. That study was done, I believe, in 2010 or 2012, and the number is much lower now. I know people would think that it's higher. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but that's kind of beside the point. That's just a little side note. So let's call it 50, 60%, 70%. Roughly, of all trading is done by algos. And a lot of people freak out, and that's one of the reasons why, people like Kimmy Dykes out there, he tells you to stay away from large cap stocks because of the algos. No, they can actually give you signals if you know that they are there and you are aware of when they happen and what they look like. You can actually use that to your advantage. Now, I'll give you an example here of Apple. Apple has a couple spots on this chart, and I'll get into that in a minute, where you can see algos working in action, okay? Now, I recorded this trade all live. It's recorded with my full account, my level 2s, my account manager, with my account number on there. That's recorded for Trick Trades members only. So you can come check us out at tricktrades.com. Sign up for guidance or mentoring. I know it'll be worth it. We're definitely different. I know a lot of people like to say that, but hands down, we are extremely different. There's a reason why we absolutely do have the most successful day traders out there. It has a lot to do with psychology and thoroughly explaining how markets move, the psychology behind them, even some of the simple things. I'll re-explain, and you'll now see and understand. You can have a algo or a black box, or basically it's a computer program trading for you. And what that is would be, an example would be, okay, if the 9 EMA crosses the 50 EMA to go long, or whatever, right? So that's just an example. So another example, and something that this is, you'll be able to check this yourself. So do you know when President Trump tweets, and then all of a sudden the market or a certain stock, especially a market leading stock, will sell off like almost right now? So what that is, it's an algo. There are algos that track President Trump's tweets, okay? And they'll scan his tweets for negative or positive words, which will basically be the trigger for a long or a short. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. There's algos for anything and everything. Anything you can think of. There's algos that track news, filings, you name it, right? And they scan for certain keywords And that's how some of these hedge funds and institutions, as well as other even retail traders, will use algo. It can be a little confusing, and like I said, there's a lot of people, especially on Twitter, that love to blame algos for all their problems. It's not the case at all. If you actually know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for, you can use them to your advantage. So now I'm going to get into basically it's not going to be a full trade recap, but I'm going to show you what I saw in Apple on October 19, 2018, while I was in the trade, that really gave me conviction in the trade. So on Apple here, I actually, I had a fat finger, and you can see how pre-market levels held. Well, I went long, and I went to buy calls. So I basically scooped the bottom of this, and it would have been a beautiful trade. However, instead of buying calls, I bought puts, which is a fat finger mistake. As soon as I noticed that, I took the trade off, and then I flipped long at the next opportunity. Okay, so I did end up taking the trade, and that's the trade that I recorded live. Right in here, do you see how Apple is bear flagging up? Starts bear flagging up, and it comes into high of day, and it starts to roll over. Now, I'm already in the trade, and I haven't stopped out because it hasn't given me a reason to stop out yet. But it starts rolling over, okay? And I said that, Apple, it's not really looking too good. And the reason why it wasn't looking too good is we trade alongside with the SPY to use it as a guide, the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 was ripping, absolutely ripping faces off. And Apple was just barely climbing along. So once the market starts pulling back, Apple's really going to pull back. Okay? So that's what I was not worried about, but worried about, right? And sure enough, it started pulling back. But then I saw this. See this candle here? Let me blow that up so you guys can really see that candle. So this candle here, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, boom, she's going to go. It's going to go. And it did. Okay. So what this is, now institutions and hedge funds, they have clients that they need to sell and buy for. The best price that they can get for their clients, because they're obligated to get the best price for either selling or buying, is the VWAP. So what they do is they sell it using algos extremely fast. They have all of those orders there for selling, and they drive that price down right to the VWAP, and they have orders sitting there to buy. Okay, now do you guys understand? And once I saw that, that means that there is a lot of support here. Okay, there's a lot of support. It may not look like it, but there's a lot of support. And that's when it ripped. That's when it pulled back, held the 50 EMA, popped up, came to test high of day again, just flagged back, nice low volume flag, back to the 9 EMA, and then pop. And flag and pop. And then, what did it do again? Right here. So it's going to go higher. And sure enough, it did. And then it finally lost steam. Okay. And then started pulling back. Broke the 50 EMA on the 1 minute. And then that's it. So you guys can see that that's how they use these algos. They have sell orders. So they put all of those sell orders in the high frequency trade. The algo, it takes it all the way down. And then they have buy orders sitting there, and it quickly gets scooped back up. Okay? And it did it here as well. Same thing. So this is a great example of algos. Now you'll know when you see stuff like this, you can have a little more patience in the trade and not to get freaked out over these candles. They're actually your friend. So that's what I have for you, folks. Make sure to follow us on Instagram TV. Sign up and get the latest app download for Instagram and Instagram TV. I'm going to be posting video lessons there. Adios.